Now, someone asked me a question. I don't usually do videos about this, but I'll answer it anyway. Someone asked me, Jim Prophet, why do women cuddle after sex and men typically don't? Now, mind you, I say typically. Obviously, some women do not want to cuddle after sex, some men do, yada yada. I'm merely going to go into the aspects of feminine and masculine qualities. You might disagree with me on this, go right ahead, but I'm going to try to explain this as best I can from what I know about female and male psychology and masculine and feminine psychology. The way I look at it is the reason why women like to cuddle after sex is because women like to feel intimate with their partners. Like I said, this doesn't apply to all women, doesn't apply to all men differently, but when women have intercourse, they want to feel closer to their partner. So after sex has been initiated, they want to know that the man will be there to guard the children and to be part of the offspring's lives. Women want to. The reason women are more clingy to men than men are clingy to women is because women can only have babies once every 9 months. So naturally they evolved to want to cling to the man that gave them the offspring. I mean, think about it. You know, that's why women are more picky about who they get with than men. Men typically just want a woman. I mean, obviously there are certain qualities they prefer over another. We don't want a complete bitch that will, complain and throw things at us and treat us like shit. But typically men have lower standards than women do when it comes to their partners. Now, why is that? Well, because women know that whoever impregnates them, that's going to affect them for at least 9 months. So, biologically, they are making rational thoughts in their head about whether or not this man is worth putting up with 9 months of labor for. Well, even though this is modern civilization where there's adoption, birth control, abortion, things like that, that is a biological characteristic that they evolved into. So, that is why women tend to be a lot more judgmental towards whether or not they pick a partner. And because of that, you should not feel upset about when a woman is too clingy after sex. That says to me that that woman has made the subconscious decision that she wants you to stick around for the young. That she wants to see them grow up with your characteristics, with your personality, with your genetics, and therefore that's signifying that she has chosen her partner. Now, the reason men are not cuddly is because men are independent. Men naturally want to have sex to have offspring too, but the way we are biologically designed, we are like a tree. We pollinate and then we move on. Except, well, a tree doesn't move on, but you get what I'm saying. We pollinate and then we go on to something else. Men are like this in all aspects of life, not just women, but in general. Men tend to be very mobile. They don't tend to stick to one thing. That's why men typically have shorter attention spans. It's not because they're not intelligent. It's not because they're not focused. We just tend to be the type to be wanderers, adventurers, explorers. We don't like to stick to the same thing over and over again. We find it monotonous, so we find it boring and stagnant. We like to pursue. So, men don't cuddle after sex, not because they necessarily feel threatened by a woman, that somehow she's trying to control them, but that they lose that sense of self. Men feel like if they are cuddly after sex, that they lose their independence and become too dependent upon the woman to give them emotional fulfillment. So, after sex, men tend to gravitate away from women because, while indeed they find them attractive, maybe even worthy of spending the rest of your lives with, men want to retain their individuality. Men want to retain this idea that they have the choice to move on and to do other things and to see other people and to be free and prosper and just new experiences. So it's completely different standards. And I'm not going to say one is better than the other, etc. You just have to understand this and be prepared for that when you encounter other people. When you encounter a person that is emotionally clingy, you can't lie to them and say that, oh yeah, I'll always be there for you, baby, and shit like that, and then, 2 weeks later, you don't return their phone calls. You don't fucking do that to somebody. That's abusive. And all the same, if you are clingy, it's probably a good idea not to get involved with someone that is not clingy and is very aloof and won't call you back. It's your responsibility to know the person you're with. And, there are extreme examples. I do not think most men just want to bang every woman they see and not form intimate bonds with them. All the same, I don't think that women need to call their man 5 times a day and know what's going on in every facet of their life and know what their every move is. Those are unhealthy examples, and those people have issues. They have issues in their childhood, their backgrounds, maybe something's going on in their life. Maybe they're just bad people and, they're just sick in the head. But typically, that's how I explain male and female characteristics, or I should say masculine and feminine characteristics. I myself, after sex, I tend to be more energetic. Many of times people think that men fall asleep after sex. After sex, I actually tend to be more alert. I get up, I move around, I do things. I'm much more invigorated. And, that shows that I'm a masculine man and that I tend to be more independent. And at the same time, I think it's kind of empowering the fact that after sex, rather than be, sleepy and just kind of submissive, I tend to be actually more energetic and therefore more prepared to protect my young. That, since I'm more alert and I'm more aggressive, I'm in a state of mind where I can protect my partner from predators. So there are explanations to why people act the way they do from a biological perspective. It all makes sense if you look at it from the fact that we did not get here overnight. This was thousands and thousands of years of evolution, where we developed these characteristics, these physical traits, and these reactions for a reason. It's what helped us survive. And unfortunately, only recently has postmodern society forced us to suppress a lot of these or explain them in a very skewed manner where we define it as something else completely and blame it on something else. And that is what's caused us all this confusion and suffering. We've forgotten our origins as a species, and how can we hope to evolve if we don't admit what we are today? So, I hope that answers your question, and see you later.